Able Governor, the National Security Council around, MCAs and all leaders, good morning. I go by the name Wilberforce Mali, the President, Sigalagala National Polytechnic. And through your order, Mr. CS, before I speak, I will wish all the students around to stand so that they can be recognized. All the student leaders to stand up. All comrades, not all the comrades. Power. 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 Okay, thank you. And I'll go direct to the 2 to 3 points that we need to share out. On the issue of the budget, allocation and budgeting of this country, to our Ebo Waziri, from the students, we beseech that at least we have an additional funds to the education sector, because that is where most of the youths are. Because number 2, you find that you allocate less funds in terms of the scholarship and the HELB, yet, if I give you a live example, from the institution where I lead, we have a population of around 20,000, and since last year, we have not received any government scholarship funds. So how do you expect the students to catch up and have a learning that is very smooth? So we beseech, when you are doing this financial year, have more additional funds in terms of HELB and government scholarship to these tertiary institutions. Number 2, I remember last year when we were in the Jukwaa la Usalama and the Jukwaa la Usomi forums, we advocated for more funds to be added to the county governments so that the county governments can be able to put the street lights that are going to help the security sector in these institutions. So in your honor, we beseech that you also add these counties more funds so that they can put more street lights, because our students are suffering when it comes to security matters. And another thing that we need to address when it comes to the budgeting of this country, we'll seek that we've heard the government is advocating for what we call the National Infrastructure Development Fund. And it has stated categorically that these funds are going to help in developing some of the roads and other, be it affordable markets and affordable hostels. So we also beseech that we fast track the process so that these institutions can be able to get the hostels that can accommodate these students, because some of the students are coming from poor backgrounds that cannot sustain to pay the rent within the due course. Another thing, we are talking about the youth inclusion when it comes to more funds allocation in terms of SMEs or the youth groups. Because you'll find that when we are allocating funds in terms of the SMEs, most of the funds are taken to the old generations, but the youth who are taking 80% of the population of this country are denied a chance to get these funds. Because when you apply, you are told, we need a company that is working for more than 3 years. Where are these people getting these funds so that they can have this company to run? So we beseech you, please, add more inclusion in this youth, give more funds when it comes to the SMEs, and then we will be very much appreciative. On the issue of the privatization of the Safaricom and the pipeline, we beseech that at least we have a strategic assets protection, so that as we are privatizing these assets, can we have a clear protection on the assets, not just privatizing without a clear protection. Another thing, we need transparency and public participation, because you just read in the newspapers and you are told that we've privatized Safaricom, we've privatized pipeline. So as a youth and as comrades of this great country, we beseech that at least you have a talk with us the way you've had this one today, so that each and every person in this country may be able to understand each and every step that is being partaken in each and every activity. Also, as you are doing the public participation, you also involve the lower class, because they also add the value to this economy. Lastly, as you've had this conversation, I'd like to say that this will not be the last conversation with the young people, but we beseech that coming in the future, we also, just students alone, have a talk with you so that we can share these conversations together. We can shape this country together for the betterment of tomorrow. As I've said, I'm Mal Wilberforce. I do water engineering, Waziri, and I'm almost to finish my academics. In case of anything, we need to develop this country together. Na nikipewa chance hapo mbele siwezi kataa. Asante.
Thank you, Wilberforce. Asante sana. Lastly, now I'll take one representative from the university, that is Masinde Muliro, University of Science and Technology. I'll welcome Valentine Mbadi to speak on behalf of them. Valentine Mbadi, quickly. Let's clap for Valentine as he comes. That is the largest university in the region. Masinde Muliro, University of Science and Technology. Valentine, quickly.
$1 million, $2 million, testing microphone, 1 million. I believe that this meeting was to be fiscal as possible. Cindy, I'm really grateful first to the Almighty. Thanks for my mannerism of taking a back seat, but as you know, that we are told that the highest level of studies, because I believe that learning is continual and never ceases, is at the university. But when I have got my elders, and the spaces are little, as a wise man, we do what? We bend the knee. So I bent the knee, and we were there. Waziri, by your permission, I know time is of much essence, and we don't have much. I would plead with you. I would plead with you humbly, together with the audience, that I invite one member to take around 3 minutes so that we can sum it up, because this is also the summit of studies. Kindly, if you allow me. Yes, so down.
To Waziri FCPA John Mbadi, the governor of Kakamega, FCPA Fernandez Baraza, the MCAs around, the National Student Budget Forum Committee, led by Bwana Aira, the comrades around. Good morning. Comrades, power! Comrades, power! Comrades, wisdom! Comrades, two-term! Comrades, two-term! I go by the name Odongo James. Odongo James is a student leader from Masinde Muliro University. I come from Siaya County, the county of legends. We are still mourning Baba, though I don't want to touch there. And for that reason, I want us to take 1 minute of silence to kumbuke Baba. Thank you so much. Now, Bwana Waziri, the man before you is not just a student leader, but also someone who people depend on for direction. As I stand here, most of these comrades here are in Western as a whole. They refer to me as the chairman. From our small home, that is the Luo, all the leaders in Masinde Muliro University, Alope University, Kibabi University, Sigalagala Polytechnic, thank you. I am their chair. And so, meet Waziri, but they could not get a chance because the chances were limited. But believe you me, outside there we have so many comrades who are disciplined. They are not just comrades, but disciplined comrades. And they want to have a chat with you. So even as we talk about the budget and the privatization, we want to let you know that so many comrades wanted to come here. That brings me to this point, that the national committee is not just enough. We need to narrow it down to the county level, so that in all the 47 counties, we have a representative who can reach comrades in their respective counties. Clap for me, comrades. Why am I saying this? Because whatever we are discussing here, after this, there is need for us to share this information. Me alone as Odongo, I'm in most, and perhaps I may be the only student who is coming from Siaya County here. And so if I am to share with the comrades whatever we have discussed today, only the people who can access my social media platforms or even my personal number will get this information. But now if you can narrow it down so that we also have committees in our 47 counties, then it can be more productive. And that will enable the youth, not just comrades, but the youth back in the villages to know matters fiscal planning. Number two, on behalf of the comrades, juzi hapa Rais amekuwa akizindua hii program ya Nyota. And the target audience are people who did not make it to the university. We have many comrades who have been graduating, but then after graduation, they end up being jobless. How I wish that the government can consider to give the graduates a grant. Immediately we graduate, we can qualify to get a grant of maybe 20,000, because I believe someone who has been educated is someone who has skills. And therefore, when given resources, he can do something. I'm not saying that to underrate those who did not make it to the university or colleges, but I'm saying that to help the government, because we are forgetting, or rather we are leaving people who have skills. Last but not least, Bwana Waziri na Bwana Governor, hapa iko comrades wengi sana na wamekuja kuwasalimia. So on the behalf of comrades who are here, I kindly request that tukimaliza na waomba muangalie na macho mazuri jameni. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. Nikisema one tunasema two term. One, two term. One, two term. Baraza, two term. Baraza, two term. Mbadi, two term. Mbadi. Na Ruto je? Ruto je? Asanteni sana.
Thank you. I believe it was in order, because that is Kerodongo, not the President of the Republic, but Kerodongo in Western Fraternity or Caucus. Now you know. Yes, I was told about the power of silence, and I want to wrap it up. I believe that the youth carries the vigor of this nation, while Wazee carries the wisdom. So Wazee wisdom. Wazee wisdom. You hear they have wisdom but no vigor. Now I want to hear it from the youth. Comrades, power! Comrades, power! Comrades, viva! Thank you to the CS Treasury, to the Governor, Dr. Fernandez, to all the dignitaries, to Bunge la Wananchi, and the greatest of all powers after the power of God, the comrades. Good morning. I am Mbadi Daniel Valentine, and as I told you, Waziri, that the epitome of everything in the youth sector is the university. As you have seen what had just happened, that tells you that even if it is on politics and everything, it's in the university. But let me not be ignorant about the topic of today, which was privatization of Safaricom and pipeline companies together with the budget. Now, what I want to say is this. Before, we have been acting ignorantly. People have been acting because they do not know the gist of whatever it is. As we speak, the government is planning to sell 15% of its shares, which around is 6 billion. I'm not an economic student, but I've got a soft taste for such things. I'm a medical student. But what am I trying to say? If at 15 we are going to get a whooping 240 billion, that is going to help tackle the very detrimental services that we need without raising taxes or borrowing, then we as the youth of this country, we are in for it. I believe this is the discussion that we people should do what? We should look unto. Not just hearing when someone yaps and says that, things are going to be your Safaricom is going to be sold. What I'm praying for is that the confidentiality and safety of our data be taken care of. Because I know at the end of it all, the government is going to remain with 20% ownership, which is very fair. Lastly, as I finish, Waziri, there's a verse in the Bible, Revelation 2 verse 19, which says that, I know thy works, I know thy patience, I know thy faith. Many people don't know truly how a good workman you are. I am from Super South, and I can tell them, because apart from that, you are a trailblazer. Mr. John had just said here that there is no one that has ever come, there is no CS that has come and talked to you. Otherwise, Mungu akubariki, tuwe pamoja. Nataka kusikia salute za Comrades, and I'm the incoming president of MUST 2026, 2027, and we'll continue working together. Comrades power! Comrades power! Mungu awabariki.